I'm Matthew Hurto, a professor in the biology department at the University of New Mexico. As an ecologist, I could share with you a variety of facts about how climate change has caused the fire season length to double over the past 40 years in the Southwest, or that the area burned by tree-killing wildfires increased dramatically because we have been excluding fire from our landscapes. But I don't think that does a good job capturing how I feel about the challenges we face in the Southwest. Instead, I want to talk to you about the past two fire seasons, which have been especially tough for me and my colleagues. Last year, a landscape that I've worked in for 19 years burned in the Creek Fire in California. When I drove into what was a forest of large, beautiful trees this summer on my way to collect data, I felt like a failure. And I felt a great sense of loss. The loss comes from the fact that I love hanging out in old-growth forest and I love big trees. Those are two things the Creek Fire landscape won't have again over my lifetime, if at all. The sense of failure comes from the fact that we in the forest and fire science research community know how to prevent this from happening. We have decades of research that demonstrate the importance of the right kind of fire in these ecosystems. Here in New Mexico, we've been pretty lucky the past couple of years, but that luck won't last. As the temperature continues to climb, the atmosphere acts like a giant sponge sucking moisture out of our forests. And as anyone who has ever built a campfire knows, dry wood burns far easier than wet wood. Climate change is compounding the fact that by excluding fire from our forests for over 100 years, there's way more fuel to burn than there should be. While we in New Mexico need to do our part to slow how quickly the climate is changing, climate change is a larger problem than we can solve locally. What we can change locally is the effect that climate change and wildfire have on our forests. We can restore the right kind of fire. There are people who will tell you that we can continue to put out fires, and those that will tell you that big, hot fires will correct the problems we have created. Neither are correct. No matter how much money we spend, we are never going to stop all wildfires, especially the ones that burn under extreme conditions. But fire is both the threat and the answer. Prescribed burning and managing lightning-caused fires are the two primary tools we have for changing the risks we face from large, fast-moving wildfires. By bringing back the right kind of fire, we reduce the amount of fuel in the forest, and just like in a campfire, less fuel means less extreme wildfires. As New Mexicans, we can support land managers in their efforts to restore the fire our forests need by being tolerant of smoke from prescribed burns, and by telling our elected officials that we need to fund fire management and not just fire suppression. The research on the importance of fire in our forests is clear. It is up to us to act.